to gauge which side is this story actually moving. But right now, there are two very incremental points which have actually come in. Every time this story would come up, people would start questioning whether the merger is happening or not. So one thing is clear, that merger will actually continue even from here. It will not be stalled. So this will actually become a MNC company for sure going forward. The second point is that Mr. Goenka, even if he is not actually the MD, the merger actually go forward, which means change of management. So the merged entity will, in all likelihood, have a new management, and this is what the market is actually betting towards. As it is, the current management stake in Zee had gone down to very low single digit, and then there were allegations by SEBI that there have been misappropriation of accounts and financial irregularities. And in that direction, if you come to know that the current management may not actually continue, but the merger will continue, in all likelihood there will be a management change, and that is why you are looking at the stock gaining almost 2.5–3% in trade. So it will be interesting. In fact, it has gained over 4.5% now. So people are understanding the merger will move forward, and there will be a new management. The stock is back to 4.5% at the day's high from 175 to. Remember, when NCLT issue had actually cropped up, questions were being raised on whether merger will happen or not. The stock had fallen to 175. It is back at 171. We have Ankur now on the phone line who broke this very important story. We do have Ankur. Ankur, very important development happening. Two clarities coming in. Merger will continue with Sony, even if Mr. Goenka steps down, clearly indicating that possibility opens up of a change in management.
Let me clarify one thing to our viewers, that these are the arguments which are currently continuing in the court. Any of the court, be it NCLT or Securities Appellate Tribunal, where is a different case is pending, there is no verdict which has been passed by the court. Now, the arguments which transpired in the court and which is still continuing in NCLT, Punit Goenka, counsel to NCLT, has said there is no prejudice which has been caused to any of the creditor. In fact, any of the creditor cannot complain about the merger because it is merged entity is going to be even bigger company. And also mentioned, even considering the worst case scenario where Securities Appellate Tribunal passes an unfavorable order on the plea of Punit Goenka, where SEBI had directed that they cannot hold any of the position in the any of the key managerial position in any of the listed company, even if there is an unfavorable order, the merger will go through because it is shareholders which is commanding all the scheme of things. Here, the council has also mentioned that it is not Chandra or even if Punit Goenka, who is the company is commanded by the shareholders, and even if there is some tightening, the shareholders can vote them out. So these are the arguments which have been presented by the counsel of Punit Goenka in NCLT. The hearing is still continuing, and we need to wait and see what actually court says on these arguments.
A very important point, the hearing is still on, and Punit Goenka's side of the counsel is actually saying that, in a way, kind of saying that the stalling of merger is not a possibility. At least they would not like to happen, even if there is a change of management. By when, how long will this hearing continue? And the court side of the arguments, by when do we expect them to hear, Ankur?
So if you talk about today's argument, which is pending, so SEBI side arguments are still pending, and in fact there are several creditors who have filed an argument that this merger should not go through. There is a stall from JC Flowers, where there's a plea from IDBI Bank. So there are several pleas which have been filed in NCLT against this merger. On the side of Punit Goenka, it has been said that these sites are not even creditors as far as rules are concerned, but all these sites are yet to speak, and it will take some time before court comes to a conclusion. And moreover, all eyes are there on Securities Appellate Tribunal because last time SAT had reserved the order on the plea of Punit Goenka and Subhash Chandra.
Exactly what happened about a week back. So it's a developing story, and Ankur will be on things to bring us exactly that. At least, the hearing is still on right now. There are several creditors at the court, as Ankur was also talking about. This commentary is only from the Punit Goenka's side of the council. We'll also have Mr. Mr. Ranina also will join us. Ankur, can I request you to stay on with us? Mr. Ranina would also be joining us in a moment from now. All right, maybe we can continue that in the next show. But thanks very much for joining us, Ankur.